His Excellency George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Before we go become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is one way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working on a profession, you got to step down and protect your country, so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of president you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong, and no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because their side is there. These are things that we got to be stand up to. Be a patriot. You have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
I see in the next few months a nicer country, a very noisy country, rowdy country, a heavily divided country, a very tough economy, a sense of elitism by those who are coming at the hem of authority. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woes, the economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the suffering of the Liberian people is going to multiply. We are not prophets of doom, but the reality will come.
Richard Poon is a representative. I'm a representative. Does he have the right to suspend me? Richard Poon is not the speaker. Or Richard Poon is not the speaker. No, we should not take Liberia back under the dustbin. If Richard Poon wants to be speaker, there are processes that lead people to becoming speakers. Fonati is still the speaker. What we say, if you do not want Fonati, come to Chimo, let's go through the due process, and you use your 49 to remove.
Don't ask yourself whether you go spend. You see somebody in the street, you carry live there. I won't go live. I can't take my own phone and go live. Something got to be wrong with you. You call yourself journalist. You see how stupid it sounds? You know how crazy that sounds? Let me check my phone to get my web number. I'm working with President Weah. His number in my phone. Somebody asked me for Weah number. Oh, let me check my phone to see President number. But don't ask yourself whether you go send. You see somebody in the street, you carry live there. I won't go live. I can't take my own phone and go live. Something got to be wrong with you. You call yourself journalist. You see how stupid it sounds? You know how crazy that sounds? Let me check my phone to get my web number. I'm working with President Weah. His number in my phone.
Richard Boone can do better. Can do better to say, you know what? You're okay, you're trouble. Let me serve my people as representative. He's in a bad spot. Richard Boone is going down in history. Let a neglected, rejected, disowned speaker at this time. That Richard Boone is in a bad spot. If Richard Boone thinks that the people want him as speaker to solve the whole Wahala, he should open an election. If Richard Boone thinks he got 57 individuals that are willing to support him to shut down for that profile and bring some respect to that house, Richard Boone should open a new election. He should step down and ask the people to go for election. It will end this whole Wahala. It will end this whole thing.
I'm just warming up. So get ready for me. For the next 13 days, I will keep you crying. And you're crying all over the place. What I will continue to do, I've already succeeded in completely demoralizing your base. You're just crying all over the place. I haven't even started. I'm just warming up. How dare you, foolish, desperate people, talk about rescue country. Joseph Boakai couldn't even rescue himself. So when you passing around, oh, cause I did, cause I that. Where were you when I raised him money left and right to feed him and fly him from hospital to hospital? Where were you all sitting there talking nonsense? Talking about cause I ain't got no integrity. I didn't have integrity when I was feeding Joseph Boakai. Your God, bunch of ungrateful people. Have you heard Joseph Boakai deny that I was raising money left and right to feed him? Have you heard him deny it? He will never deny it because he knows this to be true. Have you noticed what's happening to you all? And I haven't even started. I'm just warming up. So get ready for me. What I'm going to display and publish, you all will see.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because their side is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country, as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Good afternoon to all of you wherever you are. Thank you so very kindly that you joined us for the show Real Talk on Kings 88.5 with me, Sam Andrews. Today is Thursday, the 27th day of February 2025. It is another day. We've got the issues to talk about. Now you can understand now when I say mystery culture, typical mystery society, you see it. When I tell you that this is a police state, a one-party state, well, if you stay doubting, then live with the illusion. We've got the issues to talk about, and we've got some dollars to give you alongside it. It's 10,000 Liberian dollars we've given you this afternoon. Start playing the King's Cash giveaway. It's 10,000 Liberian dollars. Start playing right now. Dial star 799 star 100 hatch. Play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50. Right. Time is of the essence. Let's get started. Emmanuel Weah, thank you for coming on. You are on from District 1, you say, Bone County. Clady Addison, good to have you on, my dear sister. Thank you all for coming on. Yes, I appreciate it. Thank you, people, too, for the inspiration. We are inspired by your presence. Hope that you are faring well. Clady Allison. Asata Miller, you've come on from Red Light, one of the densely populated places in Liberia, where the odd situation, too, you have them all there. Bad people in the midst of good people. Patrick Sear, you've come on. That's Chie from ELWA. ELWA. The incident occurred between SDA Copper Junction and ELWA, just within that bracket. I sure you must have seen if you were sleeping at that time or if you weren't. Well, my dear Southeastern sisters, started to remember of the show. Dwight, good to have you on. Yeah, we are fine. Yeah, from your end is the morning hour. From our end is the afternoon. Is 16 minutes past 3 Liberian time. Dwight, and we are doing good. We thank God Almighty. Can help but bless His holy name. Hope that you are faring well too. From your end there in Minnesota, the United States of America. Prince David, you've come on from South Korea. Good to have you on. Yes, we've got update, and we will talk the outcome of it. The police, alongside the chief of staff, they are crisscrossing various medical centers. Just hold on for the update. Muya Sharif, you've come on from District 9, Sinker. Good to have you on. Aweli City, you are on from Police Academy. Police Academy. Thank you so much. Rose Quitte, you've on. Ruben Cannon, you've on. Clarence Dwell, you've come on from your hustle ground. You said that easy. Got to hustle high. That's why we're giving 10,000 Liberia dollars. The hustle high in Liberia. That easy. Jeremiah Giddings, you are following the show from Congo Town, opposite YMCA. David Gifler, you've come on from Mindra Market, Waterside. Jerome T. Framer from Lac Plantation, Grand Bassa County. Fifth Kelvin Bappin from Red Light. Stephen Dennis from Tinkers Village, your residence. Vinicius Bar Jr. from New Cruton, Claude de Paul. Bappin Lee from Johnsonville, Archie Brown from Volca Mission, and the list is just running down. Jackson C. Pony of Iron Factory, you said the Intellectual Center is on. You people are glued to both the radio and the television from Iron Factory. Thank you all so much. It's good to be in the company of the Intellectual Center called Block 13. Thank you all for coming on. I just can run through all of the names. Time is of the essence. We've got the issues to talk about. We've got money to give you. Start playing. It's 10,000 Liberian dollars we're giving you this afternoon on the King's Cash giveaway. You don't want to miss it. We're in the tribulation period, economic tribulation. If you have an understanding, if you are a Christian, and if you have an understanding of Revelation chapter 13, well, if you have an understanding of Matthew chapter 24, 21, then you know what I'm talking about. Because if you can survive this situation, which is a preview of what lies ahead of the people who refuse to listen to wisdom, you find yourself in such a terrible time. We find ourselves in a farming, in drought, economically, things are hard. If you don't have money, you will not survive. That's how it's going to be in the tribulation period. So you want to get 10,000 in this Nebuchadnezzar reign, in which it is very difficult. People are complaining all over the place. Now they are coming to grip with the reality. They are believing us now. At first, they felt that we were only talking because, quote unquote, so we're against the government. We want nothing good from the government. Now the company coming to grip with reality that what these guys been saying, it is true, because we have started to feel the pinch. Everything now is skyrocketing in Liberia. Prices are going up. Things are just hard. You need money to survive. But in the midst of it all, we are giving 10,000 by the King's Cash giveaway. Just give or put in 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US, and then you can have your 10,000. Start playing now, and you will have your money. Let's get to the issues we've got to talk about. It is hard. You want to leave what unfolded today, but you can't just leave it when your colleagues have discussed. But in journalism, the issue is never all, as we are told. It depends on the innovation and creativity professionally of every journalist to take that same story from different angle. So it was widely discussed. It is the topical issue now, the trending issue in the country. So it's kind of hard to just leave it to go to something else. So we will dwell on that briefly. The aftermath, the future. Yes, that's what I want to share with you in the next few minutes. The aftermath. Let's talk the aftermath and what the police need to do. Just so you know, discussions are underway. It got underway this morning, all the way into the afternoon hours before we came on the air. between the authorities of the Liberia National Police, the High Command of the Armed Forces of Liberia. It claimed President Boakai's attention, and a meeting was convened informally to ascertain the circumstances that led to that melee or confusion. The president is also concerned, given the gravity of the situation involving two elite security institutions of Liberia that the people look up to for protection. We expect something out between today and tomorrow. The meetings are still ongoing, even though the police, IG, and the Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of Liberia, David Foley, they are crisscrossing those medical centers. The injured were taken for treatment. We expect something from the government or the two high commands, the police and the armed forces of Liberia. Yeah. That's the first part. Now, just before we get into the cross, tomorrow is the birthday. I can go further without mentioning or doing this for this lady who never misses out on the show, and she is fixed on Kings 88.5. Agnes Brown of Gelly Street block. That's behind the Old Commerce Ministry, and you live on Benson Street. Your birthday is on tomorrow, the 28th of February. Congratulations. It's a great milestone. Celebrate well. You got it from your brothers and sisters who want to join you in the celebration. Josh Yankun Sogwe, Charles, Yempu, Levi, Master K, Daniel, and the rest of your political brothers and sisters. The argument is never easy over there. It is a mixed culture. CDC, Unity Party, Liberty Party. They bundle every day. They do their businesses there, and they argue. They argue a lot, and the culture is such that it is safer. They never run into confusion, no matter how tense the discussion is. They maintain that camaraderie. They will argue, and at the end of the day, they are all one people. That's how it ought to be. That's what intellectuals are. So it's good that you can have your birthday coming on tomorrow. Agnes Brown, you're there at Gelly Street block behind the Old Commerce Ministry. Start playing now. It is my understanding that you are playing. We're giving out 10,000, just so you know, 10,000 Liberian dollars. Dial star 799 star 100 hash. Play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50, and you have your 10,000 Liberian dollars. It was a scary moment last night between 5:30, 6, 7. But before then, there was a terrible accident just around that same area. A vehicle ran into the keke, and the information has it that several persons lost their lives. Just when the people were trying to come to grip with that accident, the melee or confusion between the AFL and the police. IG Gregory Coleman and the police, to put this in context, what happened yesterday should be blamed for the standoff, or I blame them. There are several reasons. Listen carefully. The IG, Gregory Coleman, knew everything that happened. He brought the country to where it is now. It is because Gregory Coleman, as the police director, lacks the leadership ability, and he only pulls on a power showmanship. Do you know that Gregory Coleman is the second most protected person in this country? The president is first, Gregory Coleman is second. Look, when Gregory Coleman is moving, I have not known any police director in this country that served previous government had those number of bodyguards were armed than Gregory Coleman. The police IG is protective of himself by the number of armed men and women he moves with, than the leadership ability to handle petty situation in this time. He created the mess last evening that the whole world is talking about. Liberia has become another laughingstock. The police IG he created IG Coleman. Let's look at the whole scenario. Everything stemmed from lack of discretion to lack of discretion, which degenerated into a temper tantrum, and then it went out of control. The police IG created that irrational anxiety of the police against backriders. He made them zealous and overzealous irrationally. You can be zealous for something, but you are cautious. You have a full understanding. In there, you use your discretion. Irrational overzealousness is you just going like a loose person, uncontrolled. He overprotected Gregory Coleman. He overprotected the police and exonerated them from all their bad, deliberate acts by doing nothing, despite the public reporting events of the police, public crying here and there, bringing it to the police going to radio stations, newspaper, raising these issues. He will show no concern whatsoever to say what I'm hearing in the public, what I'm hearing from various talk show hosts, what I'm reading in the newspaper, worth listening to. I may not accept everything, but at least this is a private information. Let me use it as a background or the base for my investigation. Gregory Coleman was doing nothing absolutely, but rather will unleash his police officers on backriders. They will engage in indiscriminate arrests, causing injuries and death. He will say nothing about it. The police was not discretionary, but predators. They weren't. Look at the situation carefully. The police officers, having received the instruction from their command, needed to use their discretion every time. Listen, this is where you would think that the boss would see you as being disrespectful. No. That boss will know that you know your job. And in fact, the boss will even feed on some of the pieces of advice that you will give. Sycophancy, lip service, pretense is bad. When the boss, the instruction comes from up, down, the boss is simply telling you, this is the situation. Now you will have to do this, do that. The boss is not taking away your discretion because you are the person on the ground. You are the technical person. The boss will insert discretion in there, but you will not hear it, but it implies. So if the command is take all bikes from the street, I asked the commander, I know literally all of the bikes are not only commercial bikes. They are commercial bikes, they are private bikes. So what do I need to do? Use my discretion here to differentiate between commercial bikes and private bike. So when we are out in the field, a bike comes close to our checkpoint and the man isn't in any rush move trying to dodge the checkpoint to escape, but comes to us directly and identifies himself and state where he's going, it makes every sense to me that, Mr., you can go. Because the instruction given commercial bikes. But the police, because they are so used, they're being overprotected and exonerated in everything by the bosses, so they spread out the predators ready to dismantle any bike person they saw. They became predators. You know what a predator is? Most of you watch the movies Commando. I'm not talking about the city predators. I'm talking about the gorilla predator. That's the real one. That one, when anyone lay hands on you, your survival is only in God's hand. Because the predator knows nothing but death, tear you into pieces. That's how these police officers will move on the bike riders. So they needed to use discretion. It is unprofessional. It is unprofessional. The boss can give you instruction. And you are down the line. You know how it is. You can use your discretion and report back to the boss, Chief, we did it this way because of XYZ. And the boss will look into it and say, right. Because you know why? The boss wants a solution. But that solution should not come with violence. It should not come with injury. So if the discretion used maintains stability, law and order, coordination, understanding, then what happens? Not only is everybody satisfied, but it shows professionalism, it shows leadership. And who takes the credit? The boss. The boss. The boss isn't on the field, but the boss gave the instruction. He sends the instruction down. And the people who on the field have to use their discretion. Had the police officers use their discretion, we will not have arrived where we are today. No, they knew not all of the bikes in Liberia, in the city, in this country, not all are commercial bikes. So they needed to use their discretion to identify a commercial bike from a private bike. Since they were in the predator form, their predatory nature, they felt it wasn't necessary at all. Even predator, they don't use any discretion. Once a predator get to you, forget it. Forget it, you're finished. So they were at any bike on the street like predators. That's how it went through the armed officers or the officers of the armed forces of Liberia. Lacking discretion. They felt they should take every bike forcibly. They should injure. Even when people identify himself or herself, they will still not see reason. You wonder whether these guys are humans. It's not normal. A person identifies himself, show you ID card, tell you who he is and where he's headed, and you will not listen, all because you see bike. That's what happened. They extended it to those AFS soldiers who were on the bike moving, and then that issue happened. So the guys felt that this thing will not be like this. It will not be swept under the carpet. We'll come out and retaliate. We'll look at that. Some people are blaming the AFL. We'll look at that. So what next now? The police lost public confidence. The first line of security is the police. The first confidence institution in any society is the police. The first person that a citizen, foreigner, whoever runs to for safety, protection, the police. If the police are in the predatory nature, you will not have their support. They will be afraid of you. They have lost public confidence from the seizure of bikes, injuries, and death. Several deaths and injuries were reported. Reportedly by the police because of their unruly conduct. And what this does is it puts the security of the police at risk. Again, it takes us back to discretion. When you are not discretional, that means to really think, to analyze it well, to give it several options, reason it out. And you just think because you have the authority, you have the backing of higher ups, you're not concerned about your security, your safety too. Well, that's it. Losing the confidence of the public with the anger against them, their security is at risk. Look at the guys, look at these citizens from last evening. What were they chanting? They were chanting against the police and hailing the military. The military is not out. The military does not frequent the outside. The military is conservative. They stay within the barracks. They are void of politics, except for extreme situation. You see them out, and they don't come out just like that. There are processes, procedures by which the army comes out. And none of those conditions by which the army can come out existed yesterday. So for their own reaction, it's another thing. The citizens chanting, booing the police, calling the police rogue, and hailing the armed forces of Liberia. They will cycle the vehicles, the military vehicles, and they took off their shirts, whatever they had. They started wiping. They started wiping the vehicles of the soldiers or of the military. You know what that means? In essence, they were saying, we prefer to be with these human beings than to be with those people, those predators called police. We rather feel safe with the military than those predators called police officers. With the anger in vast majority of the citizens and that identical demographic, those back riders, with many of them young, you can sense they're going to live with that against the police for a very long time. And if a police finds himself in a situation, even if he's calling for help, they will not go there. They will be supportive of anything that is happening to the police officer. And mind you, they will not discriminate. They will not say this police officer is part of the tab or this police officer is not traffic police. No, no. The fact that you are a police officer, the fact that you are in that blue, vast majority of the citizenry have now harbor or they're living with that hate for the police. Gregory Coleman has a work to do. Gregory Coleman placed the traffic police officers in an embarrassing position. Let's close with president's leadership. Weah is the president of this country. He has to show leadership by intervening and intervening real quick. Though I talk about it from the onset. But here is the kind of leadership I'm talking about. The first thing in this situation, what Weah needed to have done, and it's still not late, suspend Gregory Coleman. Suspend Gregory Coleman. Everything emanated, everything started from Gregory Coleman. Gregory Coleman wasn't on top of his game. Gregory Coleman created a saying. He started with citizens. He went to the lawmakers. He beat lawmakers. He gave his people order in the traffic, and they were doing anything, and they're still doing anything at will. If Weah is the president with the leadership that he thinks he has, the first thing is to suspend Gregory Coleman. Take this thing, explain it to anybody outside, and some of the foreigners, they've started discussing it this way. Show leadership. Suspend the man. Everything emanated from the police. It did not start with the military. It started with the police. Go back into history. Bring all of those things that the police started doing from the very first day Gregory Coleman took over. King George, the police went there. Everybody aware. The international community is aware. Documents coming up on Liberia. You will see that King George situation in the international community report. What did they do? The people who committed the act were the ones who did the investigation, exonerated themselves. How can a party to the conflict be the judge, and you expect that he will come and indict himself? Beyond that, the police were just out like loose dogs, just doing all kinds of stuff, causing havoc all over the place for the citizen, creating insecurity. And now for investors to come into this country with these things that are happening, and there is no sign of keeping the situation under control soon, with Donald Trump's decision having a serious impact, no money coming into the country, investors can come into this country with any monetary investment. Gregory Coleman, if I were President Weah, the first thing is suspend Gregory Coleman and call him to explain. You don't keep the man on the job and you call him to explain. Suspend him first. The first thing when Gregory Coleman is suspended, or when you suspend the person first, you know what it does? The people know that you have control, you're showing leadership. The second thing is it will start to bring back gradually the confidence, because they know you know who created the problem and you are dealing with the problem. Everybody stay in their respective positions. Today, what did we see? Today, again, the police officers were on it again. When we thought that they had come to their senses they will do nothing of such again. No, they took on their predatory nature. They went on the rampage again, arising. This time around, they turned their anger, their vexation, their wrath to taxi drivers. That's what they did to taxi drivers, forcing the men off the vehicle, and then they got in. A police officer, can you look at that thing? You force the taxi driver out of his vehicle. For whatever reason, you bundle him in another vehicle. Then this Liberian police officer will go into the man's vehicle, ready to move it. If the man came and said, like, Yaka, I have money inside my phone, my laptop, what would you say? The same thing they did at the Capitol building. The police allowed themselves to be used. They would just get an instruction without using their discretion, move. You can see the war instinct in the people. You can see that these police officers, they just want something to happen. They want war. You can see blood in their eyes, in their veins, the marrows. You can see. Today, just few hours after that incident, the people were in a relay era, arising, beating. I'm trying to get the video so that you see. If I can get it, well, then that's it. But they were there, arising, intimidating. So Gregory Coleman is responsible for everything that happened. Everything. Gregory Coleman is responsible. Boakai needs to firstly not dismiss, but suspend him so that he sits and thinks, okay, you want to see. I think I got it. You want to see look here. The bundling the guy. You see that? You see the LRB police officer. You can see the Liberian badge very well. You see what they're doing? Bundling the guy in the car. Before then, the guy punched him. They punched the guy from both sides. One on the left, one on the right. Okay? You want to see it again. You see that? You see what they're doing? You see that? You see the police guy. See the police guy punching him. They're punching the guy in the car. They didn't want to know whether that man hurt or not. As far as they're concerned, they are police. Gregory Coleman started this thing. Gregory Coleman nearly plunged this country into another round of war. And Boakai stayed keeping him as police director. Boakai has to show leadership. This thing can never, ever happen in any sound country, on any sound leadership. The first thing the police director is off. People try to put it on the military. Yeah, we know the function of the military, but the military was provoked by Gregory Coleman's inability to keep control. Gregory Coleman unleashed his predators. Who does not know, who in this country is not aware of the police actions everywhere, to the extent that people are afraid of the police? They took it to lawmakers. They beat lawmakers with batons. They desecrated the sanctity of the first branch of government. They went all over the place. They confiscated the people's bags. Today, they can't get their bags. Though the people try appealing to them, they don't want to listen. And you saw what happened. When you lose, when you think that you have the backing of your boss, and when you do something, nothing can happen, nothing will happen, there is always some kind of reaction that you will feel. And that's what the AFL guy did. They got furious. They were tempted. They were pushed to the wall. You can blame those AFL guys entirely. Why it is true that by their function, they should be the last to get vexed like that and come out. But come on, man. The same way the man in that blue uniform is a human with flesh, blood, bone, marrow, the same way the man in that military uniform has flesh, bone, marrow, soul. The same way the police officer can feel, that's the same way the AFL can feel. The same way the police officer don't want anything to happen to him. He don't want his family to be crying here and there. That's the same way the AFL soldier don't want anything to happen to him, that his family be crying here and there. Everybody are human beings. It's awful. It's dreadful. The people introduce themselves as military people, even if they were not in uniform. The first thing, that alone should cool you down. Say, oh, this is one of us. We media people, we can never see our colleague in a situation or find saying something and he identify himself. The media people around there will go to that person's aid. Or if the person moving through, they'll facilitate. And the situation, you saw the situation with Sekou, of VOL and Stanton. They blast each other. Sekou will blast Stanton. Stanton will come on the air and say some things. When Sekou had that problem while traveling, what happened? When he got to know, Stanton went in and helped to make things easier so that Sekou will move. And there are several instances. Those guys could have said, oh, no, they may identify and say, no. That's the big difference between you and us. A media person always going to a media person aid. Whether that person identify and say, once it comes out, or the person try to identify and say, everybody will go in support of that person. Because you know why? We are one. The radio man sees himself as the newspaper man. The newspaper man sees himself as a radio man, that one family. So if the people introduce themselves, they're not in military uniform. The fact that they call the institution AFL, that alone, you know that, oh, these people, they are part of us. One family, your goal. Simple. But they try. Anyway, that's it. The meetings are ongoing. We expect something in the coming hours or beyond. We expect something. Keep playing the King's Cash giveaway. We're giving you 10,000 Liberian dollars today. Or, 10,000 Liberian dollars. Just play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US. And you can have your 10,000. So the AFL will blunder too. I'm not talking about their action. I'm talking about the reaction. I'm talking about the reaction, not the action. The action was yesterday. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the aftermath, the reaction. Sycophancy has to stop. Pretense has to stop. They have no place in leadership. Moreover, the first and foremost thing in any crisis situation, you become protective of your colleague or that institution. It is not to say that the person is not wrong. The person you're not going to investigate. No. What that means is simply you're taking siege of the situation to go into the crux of it. But you will not leave that person or the institution vulnerable. No. The first thing first is to provide protection. And you see that in real institutions. Say if something happened in Kings, and then there is, that you think AB will say, your leader, president, the first thing AB will take siege of the matter first. That's what they call protection. To find her, you go in and out. It would not be that unidentified person from Kings. When everybody knows, everybody sees Kings Haven people. That's what the police did. The police was not firstly protected or protective of its own. They released a statement which was not right. The line they inserted in that statement exposes the police, not the police, but the army that the army. Emma Glasgow, your hold on, we can't there. Let me get to the line so you will hear it for yourself. The line that they released on the situation that occurred, which was very, very unprofessional. The Armed Forces High Command did not do a professional job. No, they left it vulnerable and they exposed the unprofessionalism within the Armed Forces of Liberia. Who wrote that statement? They needed to change it as quickly as. Listen, hear what it said. They came out just before dawn. The Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of Liberia, Major General Davison F. Foley, condemns the unauthorized attack and use of force by unidentified military personnel against a police officer and hereby calls for calm as investigation is underway. Put this in context. You condemn. What are you condemning if you aren't aware of the entire situation, what unfolded, what necessitated it, and the outcome? If you aren't aware, why reach the conclusion unidentified men? Unidentified men, meaning anybody from anywhere. But all of those people who were on the scene, they were in the military attire. They were military personnel, or they are military personnel. So what do you want to do in this case? It is already identified. It is new. Nobody will have infiltrated. To use this line is to say people just came from everywhere, disguised themselves as AFL people. Then it means that AFL is vulnerable. Two, nobody will believe that because people will not go into the barrack. Men from anywhere, everywhere will go into the barrack and take those weapons and those military vehicles and arrive on the scene that way without the command or without being caught. What you do in this situation, you are aware that we are aware of what unfolded at SD Copper Road. We have taken seize of the matter. We will get into a full-scale investigation to determine the cause at which time the public will be informed. Our apology for the inconvenience it may have caused you. Please remain calm. We'll have everything under control. That's what you do in leadership. Simple psychology. Simple. But one news, the people discussing this thing, then you created another news again. You added fuel to the already blazing fire, contradictorily. Unidentified men. So if they're unidentified men, then what are you going to investigate again? Unidentified men, you know them. So everybody went their way. So why they say that you are investigating? It was seen. The police, the army guys were beating the police officer. Everybody saw that. They are military people. They're not another military from on the other side. No. So how can you say unidentified? To use the word unidentified was wrong. You look here. Are these not military people? Are these people, they hiding themselves? No. They are visible enough. Visible. So are these unidentified people? Even if you want to leave it until you can get to know each and every person there, do not insert that line which will suggest unprofessionalism. Say that we've taken siege of the matter. The high command of the military has taken siege of the matter and will go and will launch a full-scale investigation to determine the cause and everyone allegedly involved. Then you're communicating. To insert the line unidentified men is to say people came from anywhere, just wore AFL uniform and jump inside. So you want to differentiate AFL person from impersonator. You can do that. People make too many mistakes. In fact, the AFL High Command or the Chief of Staff was never ever under obligation so hastily to come up with anything public. Certainly not. Given the precarious nature, the gravity of it, you want to leave it as it is. Let the public shout, let them scream, let them say, your responsibility is to go into the in total of the matter. After you have investigated, you have arrived at a conclusion. Then you come now to feed the public, to tell them what happened, how it happened, who were involved, and what action has been taken. That's what you do. That's leadership. But you want to impress. Quick, you release press statement. Unidentified. Unidentified. God. You don't be too hasty in writing, releasing statements. You don't be too hasty. It's bad. It will affect you. The Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of Liberia, Major General Davidson F. Follett, condemns the unauthorized attack and use of force by unidentified military personnel. Unidentified, Mr. Chief of Staff, you know what you meant? Do you really know what you meant? Did you view the statement? Because I know it was written by your public affairs person. Did they show it to you? And did you go through it? Did you read it? Did you approve this? Because this thing does not represent you, Chief of Staff. I'm sure some of your people have told you. And some of your international partners who have been in the military, they must have told you. You didn't do a good work here. You place a dent on the military. You tell the rest of the people that the training done by the military wasn't, in fact, you are not really a military trained person. You can release such a statement. How can you say unauthorized attack and use of force by unidentified military personnel who infiltrated the army? So are you telling us that people infiltrated the army, wore uniforms, took some of the military weapons and vehicles and came out? No, Chief. You take time. You're just messing things up in this country. You're messing things up. Everything just going haywire. The country now is lawless. No security. Instability is stability is threatening. The people who should be providing security are the ones who are fighting amongst themselves. The police don't respect the AFL. The AFL don't respect the police. Everyone feels superior. Everyone feels they should exercise superiority, supremacy. That's how it is in Liberia under this government, because we did not see that in previous government. That will be doing it for that. Let me just talk this one from the legislature, and then I open the line, read your comments, and we go to something else. So the birthday woman is getting set, I'm told, for tomorrow, February 28th, Agnes Brown of Galley Street Block, behind the Ministry of Commerce, and you live on Benson Street. Your birthday is tomorrow. Bless God for you as you prepare to celebrate Your Nature Day, Agnes Brown. Let's talk the guys at the legislature. All of those representatives whose salary is withheld by the regime speaker, Richard Coon, have sought the intervention of the Supreme Court by the writ of McDermott to demand the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning to pay their money, their pay they work for. They argue that the suspension or seizure of the pay is illegal. It runs contrary to the rules of the House. The majority bloc is exercising undue authority. And so based on that, they will engage into no violent act, but rather to use the law. And they are seeking the rate of McDermott. This is a rate that requires a government official, a person, a lower court to perform a legal duty. It can be used to correct an abuse of discretion, whatever, just to say, okay, look, you have to do this, you have to do that. So the guys want their pay. For months now, they have not taken pay. The majority bloc seized their money. They took some of them from the position because they are part of the rule of law, and the majority bloc don't want to hear anything called rule of law. So they took some of the guys from their position and gave those positions to the guys who didn't have any position. According to them, the speaker, before the entire misunderstanding was choicy, he would give positions to people who lean in his direction and left other people. So those who Speaker Fonati didn't appoint on any committee or gave position to, the majority bloc gave positions to those people. One of them is James Collet, and that's why you see James Collet behaving the way he is behaving. So the guys seeking the intervention of the Supreme Court with the writ of McDermott to compel those guys to pay their money. That will be doing it for that. So before that, let's hear from Senator Edwin Snow, financial, that he's not comfortable. There's this report of buying vehicle for public officials from 45,000 to 60,000, and the passage of the Western University Act by the Liberian Senate. Let's just have an excerpt from him, then we can open the line for you to have your say.
In our case, we try to have a regional university. That's the difference. So instead of going to say Maporo University, Cape Mine University, Bomi University, we have the regional university. We'll be using our network, ECOWAS, to have teachers exchange programs. We started talking to the faculty staff at Fabric College in Sierra Leone. We will engage staff, one of our former staff from here in person of Mr. Edwin Miller, who's doing now his second master's in Nigeria. We'll be working with him to encourage and see if we can get faculties from universities in Nigeria to do exchange programs here. We also agree that the social and corporate development funds from the three counties, Cape Man, Bapul, and Bomi, portion of those amounts will be put into the university. we want to build three dormitory facilities. One will be hosting students from Grand Cape Man County, will be called the Cape Man House. One will be hosting students from Bakulu County, will be called the Bakulu House, and the other one from Bombing and Lower Mosubara. Now, someone will ask, why Bombing? Bombing is big. It's not just Tottenham, but the university is hosted, or is coming from the Swem Marker, from 3rd District, from Clay District, from Durham District, outside Tottenham. Coming to Tottenham for school, we have somewhere to stay. We intend to make this a success story. We'll also be working with our foreign partners. Senator Amar Kone has already started some engagement in the United States, where we can begin to work on laboratory and lab-bearing facilities so that we can have it. As you know, Bombing County has been credited, the community college has been credited with one of the community colleges with the best nursing program in the country. We've been awarded several times. So we want to elevate that to better standard to see if we can get more laboratory and other equipment for our nursing college so that we can be the flagship of the university will be our nursing program and of course agriculture. So again, I just want to close by thanking our colleagues in the Liberian Senate for what they did today, and I want to appeal to the House of Representatives to please see reason to the Nigerian man will say to retaliate. So to do likewise, to do what the Senate did today, so that we can, about next academic year, the Western region will have a university where our students can enroll and begin the formal or undergraduate programs. So we'll take
the Senator Edwin Mervyn Snow with his bill and the response of his colleagues satisfactorily for a regional university. Let's get to you now, but before then, I'll read some of the comments and see those of you who have left your comments. Then we go to the line. Lasanam B. Zodowa said that the president would not do anything about it because he is not serious. Lawrence Sherman said, under the 12 years of Madam Salif, Unity Party, the security of the country was not in the hands of LNP. Omir was responsible for the security of this country. Clady Allison said, the president should be the main person to be blamed because he has violated the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. His followers will follow suit. Matilda Stevens said, the police IJ, very foolish. And Tobasi says JNB is a grafter. I don't know what you mean by that. That man is the godfather of corruption and lies in Liberia. Joseph Boaka will be the first indigenous president who will achieve nothing when all is said and done. Mark my words. All right, Tobasi, good one. Fremont said AFL officers appear to the police like a motorbike rider. That's why you ask for identity. You inquire. You don't just move like a predator. No. Anybody approach you, the thing is conversational. Philip Nangwe said he's very arrogant and that will be his downfall. And who else? J. Henry Nan said they will eat their own flesh and drink their own blood. The game just started. Okay. Matilda Stevens writes again, said, did not break for this useless government. Okay. All right. So let's get to the line and to have your say on 0772 23 99 33 0886 304497. It's the same as the WhatsApp from wherever you are around the world. It's 6304497. The women's line 0777 980 You want to go straight to the point. Hello. Good afternoon.
Yeah, how you doing, brother?
I'm good. Let's hear you, your name and where you call from.
Yeah, I'm Seboti Golo calling from the Oro District 10. Yeah, I just listened there and I just said you said it all. And I must start all this. The beating I was doing yesterday were actually jubilating were around the, how they call it, SKD bill because we saw what happened yesterday and we're jubilating. You know, it's just looking at when somebody kill your mother and then somebody come back and then do a revenge. You feel satisfied. Because look, as a police, I had a case to the Supreme Court and I used the mean right. Every checkpoint I reach, I would ask the guys, oh man, I got a case to Supreme Court. Man, I say, okay, since you say go. When I got to Jonathan, I didn't cross the checkpoint. I reached and I parked the bar. I called the two police officers and I talked to them. When the guy said, you won't go ring. I said, okay, since you say I can't go, I'm turning around to go. But since I don't cross the man said, no, since you reach it there, we'll go you. So I said, for what reason? I fought the two guys that day. I fought them until everybody that was around Jonathan, even they say yes. I know my constitution. Why would you use the call it or the driving from Korea? And I think even cross the checkpoint. So what kind of money you're looking for? Guys, they are not even serving the country with their passion. They jump.
Hello. Come on, Chief, you are on the air. Now, yeah.
How are you, my dear brother?
I'm fine. Let's hear you, your name and where you come from.
Thank you so much for the opportunity for me. And I want to bless the Almighty God for your life. Always for bringing you to the city, brother, for carrying you away to the traffic always and bringing you to the radio station to give you necessary information to the Nigerian people. I want to bless God for your life.
Amen. Amen. Thank you. Hello.
Same Andrew, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing fine. Let's hear you.
Community.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Yeah, same. The press release that came from the chief of staff, it was not right. He just supposed to conclude that they're supposed to call on everybody, all the security, the people that participated in our event. They're supposed to call everybody and go through the investigation. Before you will make that type of statement, you will publish that. So it was not better in place.
Mm-hmm.
I not supporting him for that. And I will not support him and say he can come back to retire that statement that he made against his own people. You don't do that.
All right.
You be belittling the people. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. Hello. 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 You people are on, though. Hello. Hello.
Hello?
But Chief, you call, you want to talk? Hello, let's go to the women line.
Andrew?
Yeah.
There is Natalie calling for District 17.
Let's hear you, Natalie.
Sam Andrew, you can remember the incident that happened between Fatika Bella and the AFL man?
Yes.
The PA, they send themselves from A. Now, what the AFL doing it to they send themselves from A? So, let me tell you, Sam Andrew, they see what's going on. Yeah. That couple of friends, on top of the job on a weather. Like I got to tell you, the AFL too, they send themselves from there. They will say that on people. So the people they say GA, they send themselves. That is something the AFL to do. The AFL keep us to do it. Thank you for putting me in the time.
Thank you too. Have a nice Thursday. Serious thing we're in. Serious mess we're in. Good afternoon.
Yes,
Yeah. Let's hear you.
Yeah. Thank you for your analysis. Yeah. For me, my own thinking, I think the female will try to protect the people. So my own thinking, Why is there, you know, what people were on soldier, on new people that what are you looking for the country, the police, but the police for this. Because even if you see when they arrest photo by me or test a driver, that person will give all the document required, but they will still your paper and your key. They're not for that. They may everybody get keys, they're not supposed to be that. They put their police like a friend, but there's not police now our friend. The enemy to the police, you know, they're not for that. Thank you for affording me the time.
Thank you too. Have a nice Thursday. Hello.
Yeah.
You want to cut your radio off? Cut the radio off.
Sorry. Thank you. Good evening. I'm calling the community.
Let's hear you.
Yeah. The police people, they overfire people. Nothing happened while they were wearing women brass. Yeah, they were one traffic and fire people. So they power what they eat. They want to power to all. Anytime you let them there. Hello?
Yeah, I'm listening to you, ma'am.
Anytime they try will free way for war. The police they were on the bay with the winner were looking for food for them. So they don't want to start fire people who take it there. Who hold a foe. Me, I want to warrior and go to Allah. He will support bridge. We used to move for here, go bomb here, go for our TV food. We not ever a. That is police who find something to do. That police man who all the people. Allah, you can call me.
They got the man in Gregory Coma. The man got Cyril name, he got British name.
Okay, we got I can't everybody pay family when you must carry a money, pay when you must carry it.
Okay. All right.
You comment will not each other.
Okay. All right, madam. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Let's go to the mail line. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Cut your radio off. Your radio don't have to be loud. Everybody don't have to listen to you around. People are hearing you. Yes.
Yeah, this is Mr. Japa calling for Broad Street.
Let's hear you, Japa.
I want to let you know, Mr. Andrew, in the military, when you carry on an operation without a command, you are considered as unknowing. So the chief of staff will not run for saying it. You don't know about the military. So don't stay there and say the chief of staff wrong for saying what he said. In the military, I repeat, once you carry on an operation that you are not authorized without a command, you are considered as unknown.
My man, Latin, I can't think, man, that way back, the chief of staff pre-George.
Way back, so you're changing the military rule.
That way back thing, that way back thing, man.
You're changing now.
Oh, yeah.
The military command has no or new to remain one.
All right, thank you. Thank you, military man. Hello. Hello.
Good evening, Sam Andrews.
Yeah, your name and where you call from?
Yeah, my name is Hussein. I'm Hussein Kewu. I call you from Jacobstown, District 2. Yes, Sam, right? Let me appreciate you for the topic on the discussion. So I would firstly want to condemn any act of violence in our country. What have been perpetrated by private citizens or the security apparatus, I don't think anybody should be involved into violence. And the act of the security apparatus on yesterday was not called for in this our modern democracy. But it really baffles me when I listen to people trying to politicize a national security threat to our country. Mind you, people saying that the AFL should have beaten on the police mercifully, and in fact, even the director of police should have been beaten by the AFL. So we're just forgetting to know that when anything happens in this country, we all will be affected. You don't have CDC rating on your forehead, or anybody have United Party on your forehead. When the out of violence,
Hussein,
we all be affected.
hold on,
by-
Hussein.
Yeah.
You know that one. Then your unity party police will go about beating people indiscriminately, causing havoc and chaos.
So
they don't know that. They don't know that.
I'm not dishonest, right? Now I know the all the period of time the police have not had a good relationship with the citizens of our country, and I think all the period of time since Gregory took over, yes, of course, they have been doing well in some areas in terms of traffic regulations and highway patrol that we have witnessed. But with the citizens of our country, they have not had a good relationship.
Hussein, you off? Let's pick up this person. Hello?
How are you, my dear brother, and how are you, the family of Royal?
Yeah, we are doing good. We're doing good. Let's hear you from the States. We're doing good. How are you?
Yeah, anyway, I'm doing good. Where I have the sun shining here for now.
Okay, I was.
But let's just head straight to the point. I want to speak on the level of the military and the police and what their overall boss said. Let me just tell you, as a soldier who go to protect one another on the battlefield. Hello?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Hello? Okay, who go on the field that in case one is down, you pick your brother up to take them to a rescue zone. And yesterday, these soldiers performed positively to tell them that you can't shake one and then we'll let you go. But in so doing, for the all to come out and say so, this means that even if the army go against one of them, they will charge them for mutiny in the army, and they will want to open up a UCMJ on them. But let them be very careful. The little man we call a fish tail in the army, the fish tail, that is the corporal, can come on you. So the only thing I say, he better go back and try to settle up with his boys. But the police guard, the hostility from the police that have been pastor managed by TikTok or IG, that they are TikTok IG there, I mean, it's too bad. So the only thing now, let the soldier now be carrying cross right in their pocket. They can't, any policeman, they put two in your job and slap you. Then they will come to them and say, I want no way they will be there again. But what they're doing is wrong. Let the police reduce their violence on the citizen. They're going a logo hell. Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling. Have a nice day from where you are in the States. Let's take two calls, one from the women's line and the men's line, and then we move to the second line. Hello?
Tim.
Yes?
I doing here a copper. Now we see men are talking. Since they see them going on police people brutal laughing. See, when laughing, ever come on the air and condemn they are. When before you can be talking about politics, they put one political police the AFL and the police. When laugh, he ever keep on air to condemn what police are doing to their citizens, because they say the police are there to protect lives and property. When last he ever condemn they are, so you shouldn't be there to to talk about people want police the thing are going on. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All of the security sector institutions are politicized. When people are using this expression, I wonder whether they really understand, or because they hear people say it, and sometimes the people who you think know the understanding or got the understanding of that phrase, the way they use it, you wonder whether they really helping the country. All of the sectors of this country, every institution is politicized. Every sector. There isn't a single security sector and beyond the security sector that is not politicized, it's not polarized. Every security sector. The police. Look at the police. Look what they're doing. You don't see the politics in it. You don't see the raw politics. You don't see the grush politics. Look at the military. And you see all of those things everywhere. You stop using that expression, take politics out of it. They want to politicize. No, sorry to say, I'm not proud or elevating myself as knowing it all, but I think I try to give it a real research, asking here and there. We use that expression loosely in this country. Everybody, a child wakes up today, we want to politicize. And you will not even see, they will not identify the politics that they claim to be referencing in that place or in that thing. Everybody, look at the police, the military, look at the paramilitary. Everywhere is politicized. Some of most of the paramilitary institutions, they are owned by politicians. They take political decisions in those places. Yeah, the military. You know, nobody can tell me that Geraldine George don't have a side, but it is not shown. Geraldine George was appointed by who? By a politician. Geraldine George listens to who? The president. What the president wants, she can never ever. The police director, Gregory Coleman, who Gregory Coleman takes instruction from, the politician in President Bouaka. Bouaka is a politician. Bouaka is not, how should I say? But he is a politician, and he appoints the people within his perimeter. He appointed Gregory Coleman. He can call Gregory Coleman and say, you give the people bikes, leave the people. I hereby lift the restriction on bikes. Gregory Coleman will just say, yes, sir. So how you can understand this thing here? Yeah. They might go be preaching politics there before you know that it's infested with politics. Gregory Coleman works at the will and pleasure of President Bouaka. President Bouaka is a politician. Gregory Coleman does not have his own way. He can never look at the president and say, I'm not doing this. He will be removed by that political power. Who changed Geraldine George from a full military to a civilian? Geraldine George is in the position as a political person. Just as the guy, Daniel Zianga, was taken from a military position to a civilian political position. So your leader thing there. All right, thank you all. Thank you all for spicing up the first lap of the show, Real Talk on Kings 88.5. Today is Thursday, the 27th day of the month, and the eve of Agnes Brown's birthday, which will be on tomorrow, the 28th of February 2025. The year is gradually going to an end. Bouaka is about to complete 2 years, gradually going with all of these things. These are real distractions, and it's good that these things are happening. Oh, yes. Let's have this break. Let's take this break, and then we come back with the final lap of the show. We are the revolutionaries. We are the freedom fighters. We can go into your offices. We can go into Mr. President's office, but we'll sit behind the mic and revolutionize this country for the better. We say it raw. No hit, no mileage. Our voices are resonating across the country. So don't worry, we are there. We are playing our part. Play your part. Today or tomorrow, we're off the microphone. Our legacy will live on. And you will reference it.
African soldiers, who fought for freedom. I want to stand African soldiers now. African soldiers who fought for freedom. Some are dead and some are living. Those that are dead are still fighting on. Those that are living are still fighting. Shaka Zulu, African soldier. Listen, African soldier. Now they're thinking way African soldier. But through my African soldier. Jomo Kenyatta, African soldier. Patrice Lumumba, African soldier. Marcus Garvey, African soldier. African soldier, show your power. Show your power, free your people now. Your people. Now, from economic hazard, let your people from political nonsense.
And that's where we are. Political nonsense.
Economic rubbish.
Economic rubbish.
From political yabbies.
Political yabbies. That's where we are. Those three you see it manifesting in this government.
Attention, African soldiers. We are still calling African soldiers. African soldiers to fight for freedom. About my calling African soldiers. About to bellow African soldiers. About African soldiers. Dr. Steve African soldiers.
Oh yes, they are gone, but we are in their shoes. They shape the destiny and future of their respective countries. And we are doing the same for Liberia. With no fear or favor, this country is for every one of us. We speak truth to power. They like it or not, they have to hear it. We are the freedom fighters to liberate the people of this country. And we are doing it not by weapons, but the microphone and every depth of intellectualism. Weah, oh, Weah. Weah, oh, Weah.
African soldiers.
Weah, oh, Weah.
African soldiers to fight for freedom. African soldiers now. African soldiers to fight for freedom. Some are dead and some are living.
And we are the ones living to tell the truth. So, Mr. President, Mr. Vice President, Madam Pro Tem, who they want to take out, and the rest of the people.
Samurai Shell, African soldier. Basharu, African soldier. Basharu, you be African soldier. Can I come African soldier? About Tukunde, African soldier.
They are all dead and gone, but those names are still living in different forms, shape, and manner.
Free your people now.
They're where we are. We are the ones fighting to free Liberia from the clutches of Nebuchadnezzar.
From economic rubbish, accepted your people from political yabbies, accepted your people from economic jargon.
We got Doja. Ah, we on it.
African soldiers. African soldiers who fought for freedom. Nelson Mandela, African soldier. I say Nelson Mandela, you the African soldier. This more to African soldier. And Homo African soldier. Some Roman African soldier. Murutala Mohammed African soldier. Muhammad Ali African soldier. Makantoni African soldier.
Oh, yeah, Sonny Okusu with that one. African soldier. We are the African soldiers in this time. African soldiers. Sam Andrews, African soldier. Abraham Goss and Weah, African soldier. Israel, but we are here. And the rest of the people who value, love, cherish this country and speaking truth to power, irrespective of how the issues unfold, without fear or favor. Soldier, African soldier, a soldier wearing military uniform. The soldier, the man mentioned in his songs, were politicians, were people of different statures of life, people who saw injustices and spoke against them, widespread corruption and spoke against them, all of those vices of society. They risked their life, they put their reputation on the line. Change doesn't come on a silver platter. Change comes with people targeting you, with people concocting against you so that you find yourself in an embarrassing position. Not too many things. Change is never on a silver platter. No. Society loves when you can lean on the side of injustice, corruption, stealing. Let me not say corruption, but stealing and other evil against the people. When you can mute yourself, you see those things which are damaging to the people, but because they gave you 200 US, 150, or they gave you a car, so you close mouth and allow injustices and allow the vampires to suck, the predators to come, tearing the people all over the place politically and economically, and they are enjoying. Oh, yes. It's 10,000. Eh? So keep playing, yeah? Very shortly, we will call and give your 10,000, your 10K, because right now is not easy in this country. Just dial star 799 star 100 hatch, play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50. Hope that you are playing so that you get your money. Yeah, we give your money to you. Okay, so let's go through the second and final live of the show, and then we are out to make way for the news at 6. So the War and Economic Crimes Court, it comes into full effect in 2017. 2017, mark that in your diary. 2017. That's according to the man who is presiding over the War Crimes Court office in Liberia, Councillor Dr. Jala Babu. He's convinced that significant work has been put in the setting up of the court, in spite of the enormous challenges, in his words, that they are confronted with, but they are on course. They are on course. I should quote him verbatim. We are working inclusively with all Liberians and stakeholders And this collaborative approach is vital for building trust within the international community. This is an ambitious plan, but we have the political will to make it happen. The court, when it is done or set up, it will hear arguments on war crimes and economic crimes from 1989 to 2003, and support will come from the international community, the Liberian government, and partners. Is capital intensive. The office is not the court. The one Councillor Jala Babu is presiding over, meaning that office is responsible to lay the groundwork of the war crimes court, whether it will be in Liberia, and if the decision is made that it will be in Liberia, how it will be like, whether they will build a new building or they will use one of the buildings within the compound of the Temple of Justice, how they will get the money, Liberian government, how many dollars the Liberian government will put there, how many dollars the international community will put there. Now, when you hear the expression or the phrase international community, it does not say all of the countries making up the world. No. It simply means partners that are helping that country, but they are of the African scene. They are in another continent, but they are well-to-do by their standard. So since we on the side, we ain't really get it, we're depending on them, so we look up to them. Not all of the countries support the war crimes court. Not all of the countries are partners to Liberia. No. Some countries, they didn't even like Liberia. That had the whole international community. Some countries, they didn't let the president that can be there. Some countries, they didn't let Waka. They didn't let Unity Party government. So because of that, they can't get support. When Unity Party government move from there, the government that get there, that they favor, then they can start giving support. I'm just telling you how it works in the international cycle. So the international community will give money. The government yet too will give their contribution. Partners, friends of Liberia will give their contribution. They're not small money. So that office that Jala Babu will in, that the office to lay the groundwork. The office will decide, yes, the court will be in Liberia. The court will decide that it can be in Monrovia. So when they decide, before they can reach that the court will be in Monrovia, it will be at Temple of Justice, one of the courts there. Then they will look at all the other things there around it. Security, this, that, all the things there. So that long process, so that's why Councillor Jala Babu said 2027. 2027, because they're working overtime. That means they have less time to rest, more time to work, because from now until 2027 is short. 2025 is about to finish. Then you get in 2026. So maybe it will be July 2027 or November 2027 or January 2027. But just know that according to him, the court, they will have finished everything, all of the design, everything needed, how the court will be. Then 2027 now, we'll not be talking about War Crimes Court office. What we'll be talking about is the War Crimes Court. Now, all of the issues now, all of those people, War and Economic Crimes Court, they are two different things. They are not the same. One, that war crimes, meaning all the things that you saw the people doing in 1990 all the way Then the other side, they say economic crimes like money, taking property, selling, all the funny things. You hear all. I bring it. So there are two groups of people, just so you know, and you help other people to explain it to them. When you get the war crimes code here, the lawyer, Jala Babu, that lawyer, you know, legal people, then they can take time and then they can try to simplify things so everybody can hear it, can understand it good. So he's saying that court, that office, not the court. So don't tell anybody say they now establish the court. He said the court will be in 2027. When they finish working out all the things that now, that time the court will come. By that time they finish with everything how it's to be, the money, who is support, how money will come in, the issues there, and all the other things there. So when you have war and economic crimes court, there are two different things there. They are not the same. You get the war crimes, the one that you saw, all are also during the war. But the same economic crime, it happened in the war, before the war. So they say from 1989 to 2003. Yeah, from 1989. So read the time, the years in your diary. Put there to 1989 to 2003. Yeah? So that is there. Now, yesterday we talked about the plot to remove Senator Yomblikanga Lawrence. It was reported that 17 lawmakers, senators, had carved a resolution to have her removed because they are dissatisfied with her handling of the Senate. Senator Amara Conan and Senator Edwin Snow, they said that she had taken the Senate and placed it on the lap of President Joseph Yuma Boakai. When they said the Senate is an extension of the executive, that everything she was doing over there, or she's doing, it easy. She was just chunking, make it easy. Anything Boakai want, it can happen. One Boakai say anything, it will happen. The same way they want Moon Speaker Kofa and put that puppet of a man who calls himself Speaker. He made it clear. He said anything the president said, anything the president want, we'll just pass it quick. So some of her colleagues say, then with the kind of way the Senate looking, the woman must go. Yeah. So Senator Snow came out to address that. He is saying that it is not true. They have no intent of moving her from the position of pro tem. That's what he said. They have no intention whatsoever of moving Senate pro tem Yomblikanga Lawrence. She enjoys their support and confidence. They are satisfied with her. Hence, she stays on as the pro tem of the Liberian Senate. Let me say this. If Senator Yomblikanga Lawrence is carried away by this and she's smiling all over the place, she might fall off. Liberian politics is not only tricky, but it's deadly. It's wicked. It's nasty. To understand, if you understand the Caesar Brutus politics, then you can understand Liberian politics. The politics of betrayal is evident, widespread in Liberia's politics. Yomlikanga Lawrence is not comfortably seated. Even if she survives this one, no one knows the future. Another thing might come up and they might just use it. And what you're about to hear from Snow or talking about Snow, it should not be a surprise. It was one of the things that I said yesterday in my analysis. One of the advantages she might have that will keep her on her camaraderie. Yeah, I'm using this word intentionally. And the meaning of it means the cohesion, the tight relationship, the personal link you have with certain people. So for them to form part of any coup against you consciously, they wouldn't want to. So with that, you are in the position to weaken the other people who will be stiff-necked or resistive. She and Snow been together for a very long time. Don't even talk about DeLon and other people. So if the guys are coming against her, one of her advantages is these people will be in the position to dismantle whatever. So Snow comes out today and said nothing of such. Have a listen to the senator on that. Let's have a listen. Wait. Hold on. Let me get there.
In the House of Elders, we don't do that. The problem our protein, we go in a consultative meeting. We have meeting or conference room, and we deal with the issues there. I can tell you today, no 17. I even say no 7 or 1 senator here signing document of new protein.
But it's in the making.
Nothing is in the making. Don't let nobody fool you. If it ever happen, never respect me. We don't do that. Do we disagree? Yes. That things we may not be happy about, yes. But to go now, the small children say we went in the corner, in the car to be signing to a solution, or in front of office, or in people bathroom, we don't do anything. There'll be nothing to say. They won't want our protein, we're going to flow. We're debating, we ask them to accuse ourselves, we take necessary action. We not sign no resolution in the small chair. This is a House of Elders.
So those who sign resolutions as
So Yomlikanga Lawrence, I know she followed the press conference given by the senator, so she thinks that she's relieved now. Snow is one person. Remember, the representative Yaka Kolba hinted this, that plan was underway to have this pro tem removed. He wasn't detailed, but he hinted. Snow is one person. Even if Snow knows, given the volatile situation right now politically in the country, Snow and I come on and say, yeah, the country is already burning. The country is burning right now. Psychologically, people are disturbed, confusion all over the place, leadership is lacking, the citizens don't know what to think, what to do. They are only hoping that nothing of confusion that might resemble war happen. So any rational person, they will not come up with the fire already burning and say, yes, the fire burning politically will come up. Yeah, the information you heard, it is true. We're getting ready to move Yomlikanga Lawrence. You will not do it. No, the senator is playing. It's playing the psychology here. It's easy. That's one of the things or one of the approaches you want to give in such a terrible, a tense atmosphere. But who told you? It is this same senator who said that the executive or the Senate is an extension of the executive. To say that means that he was dissatisfied with the handling of the Senate by the presiding officer, Yombli Kanga Lawrence. A day after he said that, Senator Amarakon, Unity Party senator, came out. These two people spoke publicly. What happened with the other people? If they did not come out publicly, it doesn't say that they do not have problem with Yombli Kanga Lawrence. Yombli Kanga Lawrence is not infallible. She's not a perfect pro tem. She hasn't been. She is doing what she can as per her ability. Like I said yesterday, she's not known in Liberia for any awful act, any bad act, corruption, and all that kind of stuff. Nobody knows that. I can say I do not know. The only thing I know about her is her ascendancy and how she's Trump leading right now. I can't come and lie that she did in the past. No, I do not know. I can say that. The fact that I do not know, it means either it did not exist or it existed and I know. But what I do know is what I'm saying. I will not form any lie against her. But it doesn't say that she does not have a problem, or her colleagues. All of her colleagues don't have problem with her. There are some who are dissatisfied, but they will not voice their concern. There are others who will come publicly, like what Senator Snow and Senator Amarakon did. There are others who will keep it within. There are others in that place who have ambition too. There are others who want to be pro tem, and they think that they can wait for 2029. 2029 might seem short, yet far, and they might capitalize on other things that happen in there. So let's assume that she's not going to be taken from there. But that alone, with this kind of news coming up, it tells you that some of her colleagues dissatisfied. Snow may not be aware of everybody's opinion over there. Some people, they keep it to their chest. You will not be aware of all of the meetings. What he said, it is his own. That if we have any problem with our pro tem, we'll come here, we'll express it, and we'll tell her to recuse herself, and we settle it. Oh, come on, that friendship talk. That friendship talk, when you hear that kind of thing, that friendship talk, he linked with Yombli Kanga Lawrence. It doesn't say it is the same. His opinion is the same as the opinion of the other people, the other senators there. There are people who have problem with Yombli Kanga Lawrence. They're not voicing it all. It doesn't say that planes are not on a way to move up. I'm not telling you that it's good that they should go. No, yesterday I expressed my opinion over there that they should move her. And I stated my reason. If she can make amends, fine. Then she stays. And I stated all of the reasons. This morning, I saw one of those in one of the papers. Was listening to Otis when we were running the headlines and major headlines. And one of those things I said, one of the papers highlighted it, that her decision took so early to part company with the ruling establishment, which did not go down well with them. It is not a guarantee being there because she supported, they allow her to be pro tem. It's not a guarantee that she can stay there up to 2029. Already the people want one party state. We have police state. Right now we have police state. The people just want to complete the puzzle. They're fighting hard to complete the puzzle. They got regime speaker. As far as the concern, he's legal, he's procedural, he's constitutional. They might want, and they want, a regime pro tem. Didn't the regime speaker say anything Bouaka wants? They will just send it. It was just part like water running down the hill. So they ain't worrying about that side. The House of Representatives is finished. Yombli Kanga will have to flow the same way. She can be resistive. Not only, there are other people in that place. There are Unity Party senators over there. There are independent candidates over there. There are people, senators from other political parties. You can never tell. So what the senator said, that he own, that friendship talk.
No, and I mean, say no serving of one senator signing document of new protest. Nothing is in the making. Don't let nobody fool you. If it ever happen, never respect me. We don't do that. Do we disagree? Yes. And that thing we may not be happy about, yes. But to go now, the small children say we're in the corner, in a car to be signing the resolution, or if friend off or if people buy from, we don't do it in the Senate. There'll be nothing to say. They won't want our protest, we're going to flow. We debate it, we ask them to accuse ourselves, we take necessary action. We not sign no resolution on the small chair. This is a house of elders.
So those who sign resolutions as
Well,
So why he ran so early to debunk that? That's another question you should ask yourself. If nothing of such, you leave it. Just leave it. Let the media speculate. Let the media report what they're reporting. If there is no semblance of any reality of such, just leave it. But he knows. So he runs ahead, in my opinion, to calm the atmosphere. Let the media run with it, just as they ran first to say, Senator Snow said no plans are on the way to remove the pro tem, and whatever disagreement they have, they will ask the pro tem to recuse herself, and it will be settled. You gotta be smart. These politicians are conning people. They know. They understand the political rhetorics. Snow will not. Even if if the guys in the majority, if they got the two-thirds as the constitutional requirement, and they are resolute to remove her, Snow will abstain. Snow will not be a part of either. You know what? He wouldn't want to see himself going against Yombly, or Yombly is aware that he is a part of any legitimate plan to remove her. That he will see it beyond, their friendship beyond the Senate. Snow is very clever. Snow, one of the politicians in Liberia that navigated through a number of things from Charles Taylor days, all the way from government to government, from government, just like that. He's very smart, very smart. So he knows what he's doing. There is the tension in the country right now. There is insecurity, instability, the economic tribulation is weighing on the people. Things are just difficult. No leadership in place. You got president, but there isn't a leadership in place. Every institution doing their own thing. Military taking action by itself. Police taking action by itself. Paramilitary taking action by itself. Government ministers in various ministries and agencies doing what they can do. No leadership. Nobody representing president. President gave instruction for declaration of asset. LACC got to run and report. And report government officials in the executive before president can suspend. Even as that, very many of them, as we are speaking now, they have not declared yet, and they go into their offices, they're working. No leadership. No leadership. Then the economic pinch. It hard. Things are just upside down. Upside down. Things now aren't working. Don't live with the illusion. They will give you that impression. But everything is just upside down. The country now, people are afraid to come into this country. People who were intending to come to Liberia, who stayed out of this place for record ages, intending to come back, seeing these gruesome images all over the place. On top of it, they're seeing the police and the AFL fighting amongst themselves. And let me insert this, I forgot. Thank God for the reminder. God first. Let all of us tell God, thank you. Let's bless God. Let's bless God. If you don't believe in God, well, just say wherever you are, God, thank you. Listen, Had it not been for God, that thing that we saw last night, then by now, we're talking about several dead bodies, civilians, AFL soldiers, police officers. We've seen that thing before, that kind of situation. Before you can make up your mind, firing open. Bullets flying indiscriminately. That scene yesterday. We thank God. God held on to the situation. You could see temper tantrum. You know what? You know why temper tantrum is? You see temper tantrum all over. Temper tantrum is a vexation that is uncontrollable, that the person can control, that the person will do what he or she decides. If the person has knife in his hand, and that person who is the target, he will wound that person. If he has cutlass or gun, they will release it. And when the person shall have done what he or she wants to do, that's when the person starts to realize, because by then the anger is off now, the dust has settled. That's when the person starts to think and begin to regret and say, if I had known. That's what a temper tantrum is. It is a degree of vexation that is uncontrollable. People who know it, that's when they can run in and just create a buffer. We thank God. We bless God. If you are a Christian, tell God thank you. That thing at SD Copper Road, had it not been for God, then we're talking about deaths. Police officers, military officers, civilians. The way those guys went in, those guys went in with that anger. And the police wearing, I don't think many of them wearing arms. But the military guys, the military personnel, they went in fully armed, ready for combat. If God had not taken seize of that situation, then this country will have BBC, VOA, Radio Deutsche Welle, Al Jazeera, all of those people reporting war in Liberia. Fighting between the military and the police. That's why I said President Weah needs to suspend. What is he waiting for? Weah showed leadership. The man who orchestrated all of this situation that we find, the man who could have plunged this country into another gun war. Gregory Coleman, the police commander who should have shown leadership, bring his boys under control, didn't. We thank God Almighty. We bless him that he kept that situation last night under control. That thing could have degenerated into something disastrous. And what will we be saying? Already we're in dire economic consequences. The country is just on the brink. Too many things are just happening the wrong way. And if you're going to, if just one bullet had just come out, what we heard, what we saw in 1990 war, that what we're going to hear. Because the 1990 war, the high was coming, that it sounded, just rain coming. Here you go. Heavenly Father, thank you. Oh, we bless you, Papa. Papa, you really having your hands, your control over Liberia. This country is vulnerable. This country does not have anything called security. The last thing you ever want to see in any country for two elite security institutions to be at war. Security institutions, they are cohesive. They are together. They work together. In Liberia, under the reign of President Weah, the security institutions, the two elite security institutions, are at war with each other. Some people are putting it on curse. Some people putting it on spiritual sonning. You don't spiritualize any of these things that are happening in Liberia. No, it has got nothing absolutely to do with spirituality. That's just lack of leadership. If ever there is a leadership, bad leadership, ineptitude to the core. Ineptitude. Play the King's Cash giveaway. Let's go. Let's take a few cards and then we out. Play the King's Cash giveaway. Dial star 799 star 100 hatch. Play with $200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US, and then win yourself 10,000 Liberian dollars. Let's go to the line now. Just take a few calls on this one, and then that's it. Hello. Let's go. Let's hear you. Your name and where you come from.
Yeah, my name is Ibrahim Yuma, and I call from police. Yeah, thank you for all the analysis. Why I was here is about war control. What got a war control when the leader of the world is saying that they don't recognize the ICC, and that we are fighting to establish war control that water was fought more than 3 years ago. And everybody is coming to themselves and we're fighting for war control. The economic hardship that in this country, they're trying to solve it in a war control. They're trying to establish to do what? What will they do for us?
But the people say,
yeah.
The boss said that your cover in.
For me, all my friends that know me, anytime I talk about I don't support war control, we have to say it, even now I'm saying it because it will be selective. And it's selective because the rest of Benjamin Netanyahu are being rejected by America while they are supporting the arrest of Vladimir Putin. Another world leader.
All right,
so it's selective. It's not what they say, so it shouldn't be.
All right.
They condemn it because they want to arrest Benjamin Netanyahu. But it comes here because they want to arrest Putin.
Thank you, sir.
So that is wrong.
Thank you, sir.
very much.
Let's go to the WhatsApp line. Hello. Hello. Yeah, your background is a bit.
Okay, I also. It's okay now.
Yeah. Let's go. Where you call from?
Okay, thank you so much, my big brother. I'm calling from Belgium. My name is Maurice Massacre. You know, my brother for the worker could job. My brother say the America already cancel the RCC. So the only thing me I want to tell Donald Trump, let you for her to free chancellor for us. They're also going back to the thing that happened yesterday in our country, which is because no rule and law in our country, so you will always see this kind of thing happening. We should not take the thing to be granted because those are things that will be read back into my mind like that, and we don't want for any kind of thing to be happening. But if we have a president like in power, not respect the rule and law in our country, we always see that kind of thing happening. Because we also see when he take the speaker going to Italy, then the phone of committee for them to go to remove the certain speaker. Today, all I want is going on in Liberia. No valid. No, the president don't want to come and solve that one. That's the reason you see today no real law in our country. Police don't respect anybody in our country. They just beating people, killing people. Also, they don't move for that and they start beating aircraft. But that one is a lot ball stop over there. But the only thing I want to tell the president for the 2 year experience that you get, if you don't even our country, let you find way for you to get back to let you go inside and go and sit down. Because when we don't do that one, our people suffer. When we come on our street, it will be bad for them.
Okay.
Our country, let me find a way to leave our country.
Let me ask you this question. Apart from Liberians there in Belgium, How are the other nationals who are following African politics, particularly Liberia, reacting to these events in this country?
My brother, most of the African culture telling with Liberia, Liberia is a very small culture, but we have two speakers. And this is a disgrace to our nation. They already see something men getting to power. A lot of people suffering in our country, no investor coming into our country, no job creation for our people. Most of the African culture seeing it. Most of the African people from all of the African culture, they are in budget. They are also seeing what is happening in Liberia. I cannot lie to you, my brother. I cannot lie to you. See what happened. See what happened yesterday. Go. That going to be a war.
Thank you.
Forget it. Now the 17 are going to die. So we don't want the kind of thing to happen.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, my brother. Let God bless you.
Amen. All right. Let's go on the other side. Just few calls again. Then we read your comments, and then we are out on the show. Yes. Yesterday, it was going to be a disaster. Something unprecedented had God not taken siege of that situation yesterday. You can tell from how the AFL soldiers move in on the scene. The police officers were afraid. You could see, go back to the scene. Look at it carefully. They were afraid. Hello?
Good evening. That's Susie Papi calling.
Yeah. Let's hear your CDC, Papi.
Yeah. What happened yesterday between the police and the aircraft? Ms. Andrew is not me. There will be no police on the street for 90 days.
Why there will be
I'll give order to my lady.
Yeah. Okay.
This standing a policeman go a go church army man. Policeman there, right?
But the army man, but the army people beat the police too now. The army people beat the police. Okay. All right. Thank you, CDC, Babe. The army people beat the police people too. Trust so. All right. Thank you. The army people beat the police people too. So Gregory Coleman and the chief of staff, they were moving from hospital to hospital today. Hello?
Hello, President.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Yeah, fine.
It is my brother calling.
Yes, let's hear
I
you.
want to find out that they walk when they establish it. I wouldn't know go there now. Me person for the walk is here and gone.
But I'm not the only person.
When people are supposed to establish, they walk, let them give it to Liberia. All the children are on the street. Then they take it on the street. They just giving it, they just take money for them to baby folk to eat it.
But Prince Johnson was not the only person for the war crimes code. There are others who are still here. Yaya Nimna, yeah, Josh Bole, and the rest of the guys and women are here.
Mr. Andrew, you talk about the police. The policemen were the purpose of the video. The policemen, according to the video, the policemen were the purpose of the video. Army men, just say it.
Yeah, so the army people came back to the be a police.
Yeah, but
that do me, I do you.
Yeah, you do me, I do you. You do me, I do you.
I know. Okay, thank you.
All right.
This last one, and then we are out. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, you are on the air.
Hi, Mr. Andrews.
Yeah, how are you? Fine.
I'm James David calling from 24th Street.
Let's hear you, James.
Okay, the topic is very interesting. The police became victims of their own aggression.
Okay.
You cannot continue with these things. They're like the wild animal, like the king of the jungle, the leopard or the lion chasing little antelope.
and just teaching them out like what they did to the motorcyclists and other people. But this time, they went to the right beach. They went to the wrong place.
Okay.
Carrying that to the military, and they got what they did there. Besides that,
All right, Chief. Thank you. We don't have time. Thank you so much. Thank you. You did well. Thank you so much. Cecilia Yakwawulo said, on the line of police bosses, the Bwaki, referencing the president, Bwaki, know very well that he's coming back. He's not coming back to run. So anything to damage Liberia. Bangali Dolly said, where is the 100 years experience now? Okay. All right. That's it. Thank you all. That's all the time we've got for the show. And today, we're back tomorrow, if God permits, with the weekend's edition of Real Talk. The news is on in just under 30 minutes, Newsroom. And after Newsroom at 8 ends, Face the Issues with Teacher Light, A.B. Weah. You don't want to miss it. Thank you all for spicing up the show. I appreciate all of you. Let's do it tomorrow, if God permits. I'm Sam Andrews.